Okay, for some reason I have no bloody speedo again, even though I got it working yesterday. It must be the way I've got this cable tied up. It must be like pinching something. It's really bizarre. Either way, we'll just use some DMD. Okay, so we're going for a proper run today. Going to a little bit of easy dirt and see how it handles first proper ride on it. I don't know what's going on with that speedo. Didn't work yesterday. Took it home, undid a bit of velcro I've got holding some of the loom up, the part that needs to unplug all the stuff to undo the tower. I rerouted it all into the same one weather protection boot, and that boot happens to also contain the speedo cable. And then I unplugged it, plugged it back in, I had it up on the stand, I spun the front wheel, the speedo was registering, I strapped it all back in, the speedo was still registering. Now this morning I've just done a bit of wiring up on the top of the tower, nowhere near that, and now I've got no bloody speedo again. So I'm going to have to figure out what's going on with that. That's quite irritating. No buffeting, not bad at all. A little bit of wind push on the helm, but it's clean wind. And it's not very much. Can't complain about that. It has been sunny all this morning until about an hour ago, but I've still got to remember it's been raining for like a week. So it's still going to be wet out. I'm going to have to take it a bit easier than I normally would. It's weird, there's like a good inch and a half above the screen is just nothing. It's like there's a screen there. Like I suspected, that little curl at the top shape of this plastic makes the wind curl up on like a 45-degree angle from the tip of the screen rather than just curling over it and coming straight in your face. So it doesn't need to be as tall as, say, a different shaped screen. It doesn't have that little kicker, I suppose, at the top of the screen. It makes the air curl off. And this is where the dirt starts. Yeah, she's still wet as. And we'll soon see how this new bit of graded road with all the new erosion mounds is going out at Illaroo on the fire trail. Hopefully the gate's open. There's a lot of water damage. Looks like there's been a fair few trucks out here still doing work on that stretch of road on the fire trail. Can't say I'm disappointed in my creation at all so far in its very limited testing. Don't think I'm going to go my little twin track today because the thing would be underwater. There's a little twin track. Yeah, she's still keen to get the front wheel off the ground even with all that extra weight on the front. Loving it. That's a big dip. That's where the mud hole used to be. There's obviously a creek flows through there, but it's always wet there. Don't know where that track goes, but apparently a lot of people go down there, and it just looks like a clay bottomed pain in the arse. Look at the size of this thing. Yeah, I don't know where that twin track is. I can't find it anymore. That's not it either. That's looked like another lookout that I've never been to. Gate's still closed. New waterhole I've never seen before. there. No, it doesn't even go anywhere. It's just like a car park, basically. Somewhere where they dump stolen cars, but look at all the broken glass. Yeah, pretty much. Really hard to see where those mounds are in this afternoon sun. Oh, big drainage ditch. That needs a sign. Can't see it till you're right on top of it. Yeah, the idle's set so high on this bike. I looked in the app, it says plus 500. I have to start having to play around with that. Gets a little bit sketchy when you're just trying to roll, when you're doing like real technical shit in first gear and you forget that you need to pull the clutch in just a tiny little bit when you're just like rolling along, because it's like gonna just keep chugging along on you. Chugs along alright, this bike. It's just the occasion where you don't want it to chug along, even though there's like zero throttle input. It's going. If you're not touching the clutch, it's going. I don't know how much it would flame out if I adjust that 500 RPM back down. And the choke adjustment doesn't do anything on this bike, and I just watched the Taco Moto video about the Get ECUs where you have to change the fuel trim at idle or something like that to make it more rich. I don't know, something, he went through a whole procedure. I just haven't really bothered to do it, because other than that one instance where, you know, out of a whole day's riding you get one time where you're like, man, that idle's a little bit high. The rest of the time it's, you don't notice it, it's fine. Hopefully my audio is doing a bit better than it did when I went for a ride yesterday afternoon, because it was sucking severely. The road gets a lot of traffic, and as you can see, a lot of big kangaroos and wallabies. Don't you turn around. That was a big wallaby. I think I need to tighten that headlight. Was that just a vibration of the bike? Going to be a bit of water moving on this one, I think, today. This thing's wet in the middle of summer and it hasn't rained for 3 months. I think I've seen it dry one time. I think it's just moving a bit. I think it is the most water I've ever seen yet. Oh yeah, she's deep. Ah, my boots are wet. Should have lifted my feet. Yeah, a bit of water still gushing around. I don't know where that comes from, but it doesn't need rain to flow. There must be a spring up there somewhere. Muddy as shit, it's slimy as. Yeah, this road sees way too much traffic. A lot of people use it as a shortcut to get around the tourists going down Mossvale Road. Do I even want to go out there? It's going to be a shit. Oh, awesome, someone's dumped a territory and burned it. Great, we'll put a gate on that one now too. I hate that shit. Oi! This is sketchy. It's like properly sketchy. Even with a full-on knobby on the front. Well, it's not a full-on, it's not like an enduro tire, but it's like a Tructionator Desert HT, and it's just barely hanging on. Duffy's Lane's usually gravel, it should be alright. And you'll see 9,000 people turning right here on their trucks by the look of it. Hopefully not many going down here. Yeah. left out from last time. What are you doing, you dickhead? Yeah, it's not too bad at 100. Out on par with the African twin, really. Why did you have to block off the car space to go look at that little lookout? Oh well. See, that's no idle. That's uphill. I've just semi-engaged the clutch. That's nothing, look. And this is going uphill.
I decided to take the tailway home just to give the new tower an all-round test ride through a varying range of conditions. I was satisfied with the amount of wind protection that the screen and fairing offer, considering its small size and forward position. Position also offers a decent amount of space for navigation devices and plenty of room for head movement while riding in a standing position. The tower bracket I designed held up well in the easy terrain I rode through, but a hasty decision to throw it all together in a hurry to get it installed to take advantage of a rare gap in the bad weather recently belting the Shoalhaven meant I foolishly forgot to apply Loctite to any of the tower bolts, or the tower mounting hardware for that matter. Consequences of this easy mistake will be highly evident in the next installment on my channel as I take the CRF450 Rally into the next stage of testing in more challenging conditions and find the limits of my design of the version 1.0 iteration. Like any new design, you're going to be forced through trial and error to redesign certain parts of the build to correct and overcome certain design challenges as they arise from weak points in my engineering as they become evident. It is simply the process of design and prototyping new projects. The fine balance between aesthetics, practicality, ease of fitting, manufacturing, utilitarian function, all-round design, the long and complex process.
Now that no one needs to use this road anymore, it's all brand new and fixed. Been a good long while since I've been down here. I don't think much traffic actually uses this road anymore because they built a new road parallel to it over there. 75 roundabouts attached. Wonder how much water's running over the creek crossing. Yeah, got a bit. It's proper flowing. Hope there's no new potholes on it. Well, if you made it this far, and you've been watching this little journey that I've taken building this thing up, thanks for sticking around, and version 2.0 will be around sooner rather than later. I'm not going to do a how-to video. There's a million and one how to do everything videos pretty much. If I find a gap in the market on the YouTube tutorials, then I'll do something. But until then, I'm not making anything. But anyway, if you hung around this long, thanks for watching, thanks for the support. Hope to see you in the next one. Cheers.